Well, good evening and welcome to Game 2 of the St. Louis Park Orioles girls softball. And tonight they are hosting the Tommies from Minneapolis Edison. My name's Mike Resnick and I'm joined by longtime Oriole announcer John Fromm. Welcome back, John.
Great to be here.
Great. So coming off the first game, for those of you that didn't get a chance, the Orioles took the first of the double bill tonight, and they will now take their 1-0 record into Game 2. And it looks like Lauren Resnick will be back on the hill. Some defensive changes, though. We have Autumn Ballesteros is now going to play third this game. We've got Lauren Myra, who's playing first base. We've got Sarah Garcia moves out to right field, and now we've got Sophie Macklem-Johnson out in left. So a few changes around, and I think the battery of Lauren and Jenna Laidlaw will stay the same for pitcher-catcher.
And one thing that hasn't changed is Lauren Resnick, as you mentioned, on the mound again. The no-hitter in Game 1. If you just joined us, Lauren threw a 5-inning no-hitter. Came right at him with 11 strikeouts. Didn't have a real high pitch count. I don't know if we had officially what it was, 55, 60. So Coach Wahutka going to have her start again. And minimal changes as you take a look at that Edison lineup. Martinez and Martinez still at the top. Sturdivant still pitching again, batting third. Reich first base. Loisel left field. And a couple of small changes. Allison Westerhouse full-time now in center. She came in last game. Irwin at third, and the others we'll deal with later.
That's perfect. So we've got our meeting at the mound. They're going to talk it over a little bit. There you see Lauren Resnick, sophomore. This is her. And then Autumn Ballesteros now new to that group, as well as you'll see number 32, Lauren Myra, who was playing in the outfield last game. So Lauren, as we mentioned, Lauren Myra, who recorded the first hit of the season, the first stolen base of the season, the first run of the season. So
it was the Lauren show in Game 1.
I believe you're correct.
If it was a 3 stars of the game, your daughter gets number 1, and then Lauren Myra 2, and number 3 the rest of the team.
So here we go. We're going to launch first pitch of the second game, and that's a hit right back up to Resnick. One pitch and over to Lauren Myra. So Lauren to Lauren, and we've got one out. And the umpire down on the first baseline, that's Gary Bain. Gary from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. He was behind the plate the first game, and now he's over here roaming the bases for game number 2.
Nice that Gary able to stretch his legs, and that's nice about a 2-man crew. Getting a doubleheader, both a chance to work behind the dish.
Resnick fires back again, so 2 pitches, 2 strikes. And this is the second half of the Martinez combo. And I believe this is Daniela, correct, John?
Yeah, and I don't know if we have the first game information.
We do.
Oh, there's a liner.
There's a hit, and there we go.
2 pitches, 2 outs. I'll tell you, talk about conserving yourself. That was Daniela Martinez. She had hit the ball twice in the first game as well, so good contact from her.
Yep, 3 at-bats, and she's made contact all 3 times. So we have 2 outs, and now everyone's gone to the jacket, so it's hard to tell, but I believe this is Trish Stuyvesant.
Yeah, that's what we had from the secondary lineup back on the hill. Stuyvesant's the young lady who pitched and struck out and also hit the fly ball to Kristen in center that was dropped, but she was retired at second. So officially 0 for 2 in the first game.
So Lauren toes the rubber again here in the windup and the release, and she's got it, and she's right in on her.
So 2 down, and Lauren's already got a pitch count of 4 pitches. So she's retiring them in fast order here to start game 2, and
you know, I have to say, John, in weather like this, I'm sure her outfielders and her fielders appreciate. Oh, there's one out to right field. Garcia. Oh, what a catch! What a beautiful play. A long fly ball hit out to Garcia, who, John, you know what? She took that first step in, which is always a troublesome thing. Here we see it on the replay.
A line shot.
It was a bomb. And Garcia recovers nicely. So a beautiful over the right shoulder catch. And go ahead,
Paul, that was such a good catch that if you are able to slow that down or have any of that, that was a backhanded over the shoulder catch. And that would have probably been a triple at least, if not an inside the Parker. So I tell you what, a 5-pitch inning for Lauren, but unlike game 1, all 3 balls were put in play, but the defense right there for her.
So, John, that tells me a couple of things. You know, now that these girls have seen Lauren a couple times, they're starting to time her a little bit. She might be getting a little tired.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, is that you know, this might maybe Coach Stephanie will have her mix up the pitches a little more. If you can't continue to go fastball, because as you know, when you go to the batting cages and you're working out, all you see is fastballs, right? So a lot of these girls should be able to time the fastball. It's just the balls with the movement are going to be the ones, and the off-speed stuff those are the ones where you're going to trick some people.
There you see, Paul, if you want to keep that graphic up. If you have any questions about any of the spring schedules for any teams, go to gopark.org. And the girls softball team, as we mentioned, this is the season opening doubleheader. They have another doubleheader next Thursday, I know, here against South that we're hoping to televise.
Yeah, if it doesn't snow. If
it doesn't snow, and cross your fingers. And I know the boys baseball team plays tomorrow at Tino, and then Saturday has a really big doubleheader. They're playing Edina and Hopkins. So.
And some encouragement from the baseball team, right, John? We got a lot of new kids playing baseball this year. The numbers for the lower grades especially are way up. Yeah. And that senior class is so talented. What is it? Are they 2-0 on the year, John, or where are they?
We're 3-1. We really should be 4-0. We split with Benilde. We lost 4-3. We were up in the last inning, and they executed 2 nice bunts, but really bashed them in game 2. Had a nice win by 6 runs, and then took South out to the woodshed.
All right, Audie Ballesteros. Autumn is number 11 this year, so for those of you that watched her play last year, she changed it up a little bit, and she sees ball 1. So in the dirt, she's really working on that patience at the plate, taking more pitches, and last year she was pretty much free swinging. It was her first year of organized ball last year, John, and she worked her way up to the varsity, which was very impressive. And you know, she was also a benefactor of losing, you know, some seniors and having so many open spots. There's a changeup.
So this is only her second year of fast pitch, and knowing how much she loves basketball, she probably didn't play much in the summer too. So.
Well, and you know, I think her main sport up to this was soccer. So, you know, trying to squeeze in 3 sports that are very demanding from a time standpoint, and that's in the dirt. And I think Autumn's going to find a free pass.
Well, I'll tell you what, with that small in stature young lady running down, I'd love to see her take the Ricky Henderson stance up there. If she squatted down, it'd be a postage stamp in terms of a strike zone. And
you know, there we go. So, Coach.
Oh, the jacket's coming off.
Coach Calhoun says we're taking the jacket off. It might be prohibiting some of that movement. You know, as you can look down at Audie, she's actually wearing her soccer cleats, so maybe more comfortable for her. Ooh, the wind picked up. Autumn's going, and she's safe. Yeah, they dropped the ball. It actually hit her, John.
It did. It was a nice stolen base, and I'll tell you, Martinez behind the dish executed a nice throw down.
Here's the play. So you can see the ball is low. And there's the ball was right on the money.
It
down
was
the second.
High tag about the shoulder, but Autumn with that great speed. We saw. Oh, what a nice stop by Martinez, the catcher on the ball. There is Kristen.
Looking back at that replay, John, it actually looked like the tag was on her helmet. She would have been out if she didn't drop the ball.
Oh,
there's a big swing, and there goes Autumn. So Kristen takes a big cut, and Autumn. Wait, whoa, what happened there?
I don't know. They must have said it was a foul ball. I don't believe it was, but 2-1 is the count that I have.
Well, I don't think I agree with that call, but we're going to go with it. Oh, and that one looked good.
There's a nice pitch on the inside corner. 2-2 as Kristen will try to protect here. Runner at second, nobody out. Bottom of the first.
And she bowls one in, and that should be full. Why isn't Autumn going? There she goes.
There she goes. Autumn maybe didn't see it right away, but Audie hustles. Yeah, we're going to see if that was a foul ball, pitch before.
All right, so let's take a look and see. No, she missed it completely, and the catcher missed it. And I think what the umpire probably heard was the ball hitting the catcher's glove and scooting away. And there's a hit down the right field. And, oh, what a catch. Beautiful underhanded catch. Shoeless Joe Jackson in right field.
Yeah, what an underhanded basket catch that
was beautiful.
That was the right fielder for them. And I believe that was Lewis, who did not start the first game. Adriana. And no tag, so one down, runner remains at third. And here's the right-handed stroker, Lauren Resnick, donning number 33. That number have any significance for Lauren?
You know, she's had 33 since she was a little kid, and she wears it for basketball, and it's just kind of stuck. So, you know, in sports, it's I think a lot of these kids and athletes have superstitions, and they get tied to a number, and they kind of stick with it. So,
yeah,
it's stuck.
I always like numbers with 9 in them. I like to wear 9, 19, 29.
the drop on second.
I think it was a straight stolen base.
It was
on
a
that
stolen
one.
base,
Yeah. No error on that.
No error
yeah.
on that. Some questions about the play at second. And there's a bull. And
Wow,
here comes Autumn's coming hard. Let's see the slide. She's in there.
Oh, I love that sideways
That was
slide.
an aggressive slide by Autumn. Wow, she really went at it.
If we get a chance to replay that slide, she bolted hard as soon as that ball was a passed ball. And unfortunately for Edison, catcher not able to block that. She kind of crouched up, but Audie never hesitated on the slide. And most importantly, she didn't slow down before she slid. We see that a lot.
That, and it was good to see Lauren get way out of the way, having the heads up to stay out of the play. So Lauren takes ball 4. She finds a free pass down to first base, and she gives Coach Stephanie Johnson some company down there.
And that's nice to have Stephanie continue to run her. So 1 run in already, just 1 down.
Oh, and another swing. That goes to right field.
That's a single. Nice.
And she bobbles it. Oh, and Lauren ran away. It looked like she had trouble with the umpire coming down to second base. So
great base running on Lauren on this nice single to right field. If you'll notice,
she folks, halfway.
Lauren's about halfway there. Then she breaks when she reads that it's going to fall, because otherwise she might have been retired on the force. So nice piece of work, and that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter.
Maria Barr.
Yeah, Maria had that nice triple in game 1, right, Mike?
Yes, it was beautiful. If she could hit another one of those, we could get another couple runs and get a little cushion. So that one, she looks at strike. You know, Studevan has really settled down a little bit after a rough 3rd inning. She's come back and she's battled. Oh, that's too high. It's right at us, John.
I got it. You take it.
I did not. Thank you. I did not bring my fishing net. I wanted to catch that one. Had the opportunity to watch the Creighton K-State game 2 nights ago,
right.
And a lot of fun to see that ballpark. It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, it's nice when you get a chance. I know you do a lot of traveling with your job, and it's nice you could be back here.
Well, that's high.
Wow, nice job by Martinez.
Yep.
Able to pop out of that crouch again. And
that 5'1" frame popped up and made that catch. So both teams going with their original pitchers from the first game. So
boy, and that is really high and wide. I believe we have 3-1 as the count here on Barr. And first and second, 1 down, and Martinez threw probably, I didn't know if we have officially, but she must have thrown 80, 90 pitches in those 4 innings.
Studevan?
Yeah, Studevan, I'm sorry.
And that's ball 4, and now they're loaded.
Yeah, she had so many walks in the first game, and she's already had 3 walks in the first inning here with only 1 down.
You know, John, I'm noticing as we watch her pitch, and that brings up Mackenzie Evenson. And she takes a big cut, and that goes foul. The mechanics for Studevan are just off a little bit. If she, I think there's an opportunity for her to work on her mechanics, because she could probably improve her velocity, but not only that, her accuracy as well.
Good point, Mike.
Because right now she's all arm, and she's really not getting that drive off that foot.
And I think she's a little bit chilled out there, and throwing with no sleeves. At least she should have some sleeves on so that she's.
Ooh, there's a cut right at us.
Foul ball hits off the 12-foot high wall here on the side here at Aquila Park. This is really a nice facility for fast pitch. Even though it's not right near the high school, you got the 12-foot high wall, nice cage that the dugout club is able to put on. And that's going to ride that along for Chris.
Yeah, you know, this is great. The field has really improved over the last couple of years. They went from the 7-8 foot fence up to the what is this, about 12, 14 foot fence all the way around the outfield. And there's a good cut by Mackenzie. The adding of the scoreboard in center field, they took down the ivy, which I kind of liked, but you know, over the years it grew, and hopefully that'll come back, because it does really close in the field and give it a warm feeling. Oh, she went high.
She offered. I think that's going to be strike 3 there.
Oh, he didn't say anything.
Oh, he didn't? Oh, wow. I wonder. And the catcher didn't appeal, which of course wouldn't have helped with the ump being out at second base.
You know what? I didn't see the field umpire concur with him at all. So
no, and the coach,
at 3-2.
Tommy's coach going, boy.
Yeah, he could have contested that one. And
oh, now he's going to record that as a called third strike on Mackenzie.
So Mackenzie got a bonus pitch there, and unfortunately couldn't convert on it. So Lauren Myra now.
Lauren, of course, one of the stars of the first game. Good swings, and there's another good cut.
Fall.
Timed it perfectly as it went straight back.
That went right into the stands. That's a snapper.
I see Barry Resnick skedaddling from her seats in her orange.
They were scurrying over there, John. That was almost a auto body moment.
exact. So sacks full of birds, 2 down here. Orioles trying to tack on from that 1-0 lead.
It's fun.
Oh, and that's to the backstop.
Lauren's coming hard. Let's see if there's a play. Terrible slide, but she's safe. You know, again, she
does score, and that'll make it 2-0. And you could have a father-daughter moment with her later.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you fans at home. I got a little away with my daughter there, but again, our girls are not making up their mind to slide early enough. It's too late, and unfortunately, that's when you turn an ankle, or you can take your knee right into that corner of the plate. So. Autumn had a nice slide, but we have a couple that you could tell it's early season, and they can work on that. Ooh,
a lot of balls.
That comes out in front of the plate.
And Martinez, we should give a shout out to Martinez behind the plate, because she's had to jump out of that crouch a lot and had a lot of balls in the dirt in these 2 games, and she's earning her keep behind the dish for the Tommies.
So we've got 2-0, John. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I didn't see it.
And now we got a strike. So 2-1 on Lauren. What did she do the first game, you ask? Well, I think I have that information.
We have that for you shortly, and that's outside.
That'll make it a full count here. I think Lauren went 2 for 3 in the first game.
Oh, is it here?
I think it's there, yeah.
Lauren Myra, she went she 2 hits and a strikeout.
And there's a nice double down the first
base. That's fair.
Oh, that could be 2
right
for her. And she's going to wheel towards
She's coming hard.
Love that
and
hard.
There you go. Beautiful, aggressive running by the Orioles.
And that's a 2-run double that'll plate 2 more runs and make it 4-0. And the third base bag was a recipient of a line drive there.
Oh, there you go. The big hop off third base.
You know, the best part about that for me, though, is that first base coach Stephanie didn't have her slow down 1 iota.
Yep, she was going all out. That was beautiful. So
2 RBIs on that double.
Myra continues to stay hot, and now we've got number 22, Sarah Garcia.
Sarah Garcia.
Garcia had the nice catch out in right field tonight.
Possible play of the year for the Orioles, and I know that'll be part of the highlight tape that the team puts together, I'm sure.
One of the advantages of having ParkTV 16 come out is we get a good opportunity to utilize some of the clips that are captured over the season, and they've done a great job trying to get out to at least a couple games for every one of the teams. And they had a hit and run going.
That is strike 3.
Strike 3, and then
that'll record the third out of the inning.
Lauren Myra was running the third. So on the third out, I think what did we get? 2 runs that inning, John?
4 runs on
4. I'm sorry.
4 runs on 2 hits, the single and the double, the 2-run double by Lauren. And after 1 complete, we're going to step away for a moment. But the Orioles actually 4 runs on 2 hits, 4-0 after 1. Good start for the Orioles.
George, it's a great deal. Only used a couple of times, and it gets great parsecs for very little dilithium crystals.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but what I really need is information about Social Security. How do I find out what my monthly payment will be?
Online.
How about if I just want Medicare?
Online.
Oh my. We'll boldly go to socialsecurity.gov.
Let's go kick the tires.
So we're back at Oriole Park at Aquila Fields, where the St. Louis Park girls fast pitch team is hosting the Edison Tommies. And you can see we're at the top of the 2nd inning. Orioles up 4-0 on 2 hits. They left one runner stranded the last inning. Lauren Resnick is pitching game 2. She had pitched the first game, and it looks like Al Wahutka has decided to have her go another game.
Her pitch count is still low. She only registered 5 pitches in the first inning. And with the long sleeves, and she looks like she's got a, is that...
the sliding pad?
Yeah, but it's a nice long sleeves they've got. Those are very thermal, aren't they? So they're very warm.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of the girls are using, there's different brands. I think Lauren is using an Under Armour, but any of those moisture wicking shirts are going to be key on a day like today.
Now you mentioned Lauren's got Under Armour. Is the team under contract with Under Armour?
They've got Nike uniforms, so I'm not sure if they've signed with anybody. But ooh, there's a great pitch.
Boy, and that'll
1-1.
1-1. So yeah, Mike and I were talking earlier. I went and did the Benilde softball game last Friday, and their freshman starting pitcher had pitched both ends of both doubleheaders. There's another just comebacker and another 1-3 putout as Reich, the cleanup hitter, is retired. So a lot more contact in game 2, and that'll keep the fielders on their toes, and that's nice to see for the young ladies too.
Fun to see the Tommies in their new uniforms this year. I know last year they had a different version, so they're looking a little more like a team this year.
Oh, there's a nice cut by Loisel, the left fielder.
Yeah, Loisel, she came back. She played a little bit last year at she played third base and outfield, so they've moved her around. And one of the things I've noticed about Coach Calhoun is he does move the girls around a little bit, gives it different looks, and oh, there's a rocket down third, and Autumn could not play it. And they get it in quickly, so Sophie Macklem Johnson gets it in quickly to that would be Maria Barr, who was covering second base. So
I think we're going to have to give that a hit because Audie did not.
Well, it looks like it hit her glove.
So,
yeah.
But it was a very hard hit ball, and so we'll have to go with the E5 there because of the glove contact.
There's one up in the air. Got it. Let's see if they get a double play. Double play.
They do a beautiful pop fly that time in a double.
And again, John, I think Lauren had, less than a half a dozen pitches. So
she had 3 pitches the first batter. She had 5 pitches in the inning. So that could be a state record, 10 pitches in 2 innings.
So we're looking at...
but too bad, for the Tommies in that at bat, because Westerhouse pops up the first pitch after Loisel had reached on the error, and just not a lot of, especially when you're at first and you have a base coach there. I don't know what the thought was. She just took off with the pitch.
Yeah. The coach has got to remind them. That was
the hit earlier,
Yep.
And then Paul, if you have the replay of the pop fly, not sure if you do, but if you do the play that ended the inning there, it's just so basic. She's a couple feet off the base. She just doesn't seem to have any idea, and it's right in front of her too.
And ironically enough, both Orioles shortstop and second baseman either one of them could have made the play. They were so close. So I don't know what to say about the coaching on that one, John, because I think at his point he's got to say get back or hold.
He's got to scream it, and we're 10 feet from him, and I didn't hear a word. But you'd hope after 7 weeks of practice, you've at least talked about all the signs, signals, and probably had some simulated. Even if it's wiffle ball games, you've probably done some of that stuff.
Yeah, there's such situational drills that you can work on, and maybe we'll just give them a break because it's the first night of actual play. Even though it is the second game, it's still their first night. And
you mentioned there's this one of the new coaches for the Orioles softball program, Tim Senchen, the girls' head basketball coaching the freshman team. He's here for this game. Yeah,
you can see Tim over in the dugout. He's got the black shirt with the khakis. He's not hard to miss at 6'6". There's a good cut by Sophie Macklem Johnson. So 0-1 on Sophie. Tim took over. Coach Katie Smalls had a baby, so she's on maternity leave. And so Wahutka had talked with Tim. Tim was the new varsity basketball coach. Oh, there's a rip up the middle by Sophie, and she's going to round hard and take a look.
Nice, solid,
beautiful hit. So that's Sophie's first hit of the season. Congratulations to Sophie Macklem Johnson.
She timed that really nice. The first 2 pitches she was trying to get a read on. Obviously, she didn't start game 1. She was right on that.
Yeah, I like the way she just went at the ball. She swung at it. She didn't try and pull it. She just went with the pitch. And there's Autumn right back up the middle.
Oh, another signal.
And let's see if they round hard. Nope. Sophie's going to hold up it too. So there we go. Autumn's on again. So Autumn on twice in the game so far.
First time in 5 at-bats, I think, for her in 2 games that she swung at the first pitch, too. So she's a leadoff hitter. She might not do that a lot in other games, but she's aggressive with a 4-run cushion early on.
Well, and I don't know if she's listening to the broadcast, but we just got done saying how patient she was this year, and now she's swinging at the first pitch again. So.
But she delivered the goods right off the bat.
So congratulations, Autumn. So first and second, and that brings up Kristen Botzett, and she goes right up the middle, and now plays at 1. So 1 out, and the runners advance. Second and third.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up Resnick.
Martinez just with the little underhand flip to Reich. She probably could have got the force play at second, but maybe they're instructed to do that. So second and third with 1 down. And Lauren Resnick, who was part of the free ride brigade in the first inning, there was 2-3 first inning walks
Lauren,
Ooh,
she
a line
smacks it
shot.
hard, and that gets through.
Right through.
And that's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. And Resnick is on first, and she
Boy,
knocks
she
in a
banged
couple.
that hard. That was a line drive right up the gut, and I think that was a single all the way, wasn't it, Mike?
It looked like it.
Yeah, she hit that really hard, and that's two runs batted in, and
Yeah, it looked like it went right through her. I don't think she got a glove on it.
boy. So here's one of the hitters.
That's Jenna Laidlaw, the catcher.
Laidlaw had a really nice single in the first inning that plated a run. So her second at bat officially.
It's low.
Now, does Edison have a lot of problems with numbers too in the softball range?
You know, interestingly enough, if you look at the numbers, he actually has 10 returners from last year.
Wow.
And of the returners, 7 of them were starters. So, so the 7 of the returning girls, 7 spots. And we see the pitcher. We know the catcher. Their returners.
Yeah.
The first baseman. And I'm trying to find out where the other Martinez is. I guess she's sitting out this game. But so. It's kind of a nice combo, and John, like anything, if you have some of these kids that have had exposure to the game at the varsity level, coming back makes it that much easier.
Oh yeah, so it may be some thought that this was a talented team. I don't know how they'll compete in the Minneapolis conference, but
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And it's so hard to say what's going to happen this year because so many games have been canceled.
Yeah,
it sounds like Coach Wahutka has been shuffling games every day because of the weather, and so a lot of those games that were canceled. From last month. Ooh, and she pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah, she gets ahead of Maria here. Barr had walked in her first at bat. So 2 on, nobody out, 2 already in as the Orioles.
Well, there's a hit. Now she hit it to the right side. Oh, and they couldn't decide who was getting it, and there, nice. She stuck with it. Who is the second base person with their jackets on? It's hard to keep.
Yeah,
track.
that was
the other Martinez.
The other Martinez, her second put out as she flips it underhand to Reich.
Yep.
You watch the replay, she really didn't have a good grip on it.
No,
Reich initially broke for the ball, but
there we go. Good cover. That just it's great. She picked it up with her hand and not her glove. And so for you young ones at home, that's a key. When the ball's dead like that, always pick it up with your hand.
I can't remember how many times you've said that over the years when we've sat and been watching games. You're a student of the game and a scholar too.
Coming from you, John, that means a lot. I appreciate your efforts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Mike and I have played a lot of baseball and been around the games a lot, and there's a lot of similarities, obviously, with fast pitch and baseball, and a lot of skills that are similar.
It's coming a little high. So, John, you'll notice when the pitch comes high, typically what happens is the pitcher is dipping. So they're either taking a bigger stride, they're dipping down with their arm, and when they dip down, the release comes up high, and that's when the ball sails on them. So typically what the pitchers want to do is you'll hear the pitching coaches and the other coaches say you want to stay tall. If you stay tall, upright position, the hand will stay down and the ball will stay low as well. And that's the key to keeping the ball in that strike zone.
Well, and I can imagine what you and Lauren have learned through the years on the fast pitch side, too. And just a reminder, we mentioned it in Game 1, but for you young girls that are interested in working on your pitching or hitting skills, Mike and Lauren, or Lauren especially, did a lot of work this winter. And it was on Sundays. It was 1 day a week, but she was able to fit it in. And seems like it certainly paid the dues. That's another walk this time.
Yeah, Mackenzie Evenson, she finds herself on first, and that loads the bases up for number 32, Lauren Myra.
Lauren with that 2-run double last time. She got 3 hits and 4 at-bats, I think, on the day.
Yeah, she's really seeing the ball well. It's fun when the ball looks like a big grapefruit coming up there, and it makes it a lot easier.
The inside corner. I really am starting to wonder here how long they're going to continue to go with Studevan on the mound. She's got to be at 120, 130
there's a
pitches.
rip.
There's a laser up the gut.
And Garcia couldn't, Martinez couldn't handle that. And here comes Jenna Laidlaw around third, and she scores. So Resnick and Laidlaw scoring. Laidlaw will probably run back, grab a drink, and put on the catching equipment while she waits. And Lauren Myra continues to stroke. Look at that ball. She's just lasers, John.
That's 4 hits and 5 at-bats and 4 RBIs on her 2 hits this game.
And there's a wild pitch, and now they're going to go second and third. So, and Wahutka holds
And still no one out here in the second, and it seems that indeed they're just going to let her ride, and maybe they don't have anyone else that's even practice pitching. I'm not sure.
We're looking behind the dugout, and he doesn't have anybody warming up. And if I recall from last year's team, he didn't have another pitcher on this team, so he might just have to ride Studevan out, and hopefully they can make some of these outs.
Yeah. So here's Sarah Garcia.
Oh, she takes a good cut.
And Sarah went down swinging in the first inning. So if you've joined us late, the Orioles are recipients of a no-hitter in Game 1 as Lauren Resnick goes 5 for the no-hitter. And in Game 2, and with a 10-0 win, that ball's fouled off by Garcia. And the Orioles start Game 2 much as they did starting Game 1. 8-0 so far. First and second and third, and no one out.
There's wow, did she pull that thing?
Boy, she really laid the lumber into that.
So Sarah, who's typically not a pull hitter, she pulled that over the third base side of the field, and now she's going to be looking at what is that, a 1-2 count?
And you tell you, these girls are all getting 5, 6, 7 at bats today with the doubleheader, and even though this is the first day of the year, it's nice they're getting multiple chances to bat and see pitches, and
you're
that's
right,
a
John.
big advantage.
You can't see enough live. Ooh, and she swung at a low one. It was 3-2 count with first base open. Wait, was that the third out?
Oh, I only had that as the second out, but my bad.
Well, we must have missed one there.
I must have missed
one.
We'll
recap it there. So the Orioles end up with 4 runs on.
I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Oh, they had
4
5
runs
hits.
on 5 hits. So
nice.
For the game, the Orioles have 6 hits already in the game. So 8 runs on 6 hits
and 1 error.
And Lauren still yet. I might jinx her, but still yet to give up a base hit in 2 games.
Well, let's see if she can keep the ball rolling, and it's nice that it'll be interesting to see here what happens now with the the defense is always what you want strong. And last year, Lauren had quite a few innings pitched, and where we were a little suspect was that with our fielding. We didn't make some of those easy plays and those ones you just take for granted. And so far,
we've made all the plays.
We've seen a couple great plays today. We've seen Autumn made a play. We had a beautiful play by Sarah Garcia in right field. We had, even with Kristen's drop ball in center, she had enough wherewithal to get the ball in. And not only that, John, but we had girls covering where they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Al, it seems like the fundamentals are paying off. They're working on the skills and fundamentals, and maybe it's been a good thing that he's had extra practice time.
Weeks time. Yeah, especially if a lot of the girls are 3-sport players or aren't playing a lot of fast pitch in the summer, then really these 7 weeks of practice were just instrumental, Yeah,
so. Absolutely. You can never get enough practice time, and I think, especially with Lauren starts off with a strike on Irwin. When you get these spring sports are so short anyway, and then when you lose a full month, it makes it that much harder to get caught up.
Right.
There's another strike, so Lauren jumps out to a quick 0-2.
Well, but yeah, especially baseball, you can do a lot with small area games, station work in the gym, and even though it's real tough to get used to the fly balls and the ground balls aren't the same, you can still get reps in and deal with making sure you're correcting as a coach. And I'm sure that I'm sure they've never had so much coaching time in the spring before. But.
Right. And for those of you that didn't know, Al Wahutka came off of 20 years of coaching baseball. There's strike 3. So Al's got I'm sure it was a big adjustment going to the girls' game, even though Al's got daughters of his own that he's coached. When you coach it at a high school level and they're not your own kids, it's always a different element to it. So, it takes a couple years to get adjusted, and I think, and he's done a good job building the program, and the summer program with the younger kids is really starting to develop, and I think that overall things are looking good for St. Louis Park softball.
Well, that's nice to hear too, because it's always been tough where you don't have the numbers numbers in the youth program, and with how much time has to be spent in other sports cross training, one must not forget that if you're only playing 3 weeks worth of games, you almost need to have some fast pitch in the summer if you're going to have a realistic expectation to go into further seasons and have success. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Lauren, I'm not sure who the batter is because she has her jacket back on, and a three-pitch strikeout for Resnick, and we've got 2 outs.
2 outs, and she's thrown 7 pitches in the inning.
Was that Leighton the last one?
That was Leighton.
Okay.
So 7 pitches in the inning, 2 strikeouts. I'm sorry, she proved she was human and threw a ball. Here's Lewis, first lefty. This will be a challenge.
And this is this Adriana?
Adriana, the right fielder,
who made that beautiful catch in right field, the basket catch, and that is probably going to be one of the highlights for the Edison team for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And nice she could get in the game, and nice for Lauren to see some lefties. Do the Orioles have any lefties on the bench?
No, we haven't had a lefty in probably 2 years, so it'll be interesting. When you don't pitch against it, sometimes it's different. Lauren does see quite a few when she plays in the summer ball.
She played with the Hopkins youth program last year,
right.
and wasn't there one other Oriole player that played with her, or was going to possibly be, but it was just her, right?
Yeah, there was just Lauren for that team, but when you go against these club teams, usually they've got these lefties are slap hitters, and so far this year, it'll be interesting to see at the high school level if we see any of the slap hitters, because it's a very tough skill to learn.
Oh boy! And last Friday I had the Benilde game, and their number 3 hitter, who's only a sophomore, was, I believe, first team All Metro last year, Maddie Houlihan.
Oh yeah,
and she had,
sure.
I think, 3 hits in that game. As there's a walk, the first walk.
So maybe you're right, John. Maybe the lefty thing kind of was an anomaly here, and she walks Adriana. So and now are we at the top of the order?
Yeah, first runner of the game. There was the 2 outs in the third, and back to Martinez, and just a slowly weak grounder hit to first. And
good job. Lauren Myra using the alligator technique, 2 hands, and does the nice scoop. She made sure she had the ball in her glove before she ran over to first base. So well done. A 1 pitch out there for Lauren Resnick, and help by Lauren Myra. And after 2.5 complete, 8-0 Orioles.
Well, you can't beat it. And for Lauren, I'm sure they're going to keep going with her. She increased her pitch total from 10 pitches to 2 innings all the way up to 23 for 3 innings. So 8 pitches an inning, and that'll get the job done. The
4 pitch to the lefty kind of hurt her average, but maybe she'll learn now for next time. It looks like they're making some changes now. I think we've got, is there a new girl going out to left field?
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I don't know.
Again, unfortunately, folks at home, when they wear these windbreakers, there's no numbers, and we're just not that familiar with the Tommy lineup.
Yeah, and I know, Lewis, we've got the information from the first game. That might be the young lady who was in right in the first game, that Nai Sei Chow.
Oh, it could be.
Who was a very small young lady. So I'm thinking it's Sei Chow. Nai Sei Chow.
Or Jasmine.
Or Jasmine Otero.
So we'll get our crack staff on it, and we'll figure it out as we see Trish galloping out to the pitcher's mound.
So just a reminder, folks, go to the, if you want to order a copy of the doubleheader sweep, and really, why would you not if you're an Oriole fan? Paul's going to put up the graphic. Just go to ParkTV.org for live web streaming on demand, and almost all the games now are put on the YouTube channel that the city started, that Paul started.
It's great.
And they're all on there via on demand. I can't tell you how many people keep asking me, oh, I don't have cable, or I don't live in St. Louis Park. Guess what? You don't have to. You don't have to. Just go on Park TV. Within a couple days or 2, Paul will have it up on the on-demand. But more than that, if you want to get a copy of the game, call that number. It's $15 for 1 DVD. You can get 3 for $10 a piece. I know one of the reasons I love, volunteering here is getting some, a copy of our work as well, and having that memory. And these are things, 10, 20 years down the road, you don't realize it, but to get a high-def copy of one of the games is fantastic. So
we're very fortunate to have this opportunity for the community, and we appreciate all the hard work that Paul and his team does. And we've got Ellie, our intern today on camera, and she's doing a crack-up job. So really great. So thank you guys for all your continued support and hard work, and giving everybody an opportunity to support the St. Louis Park sports.
Well said, and nothing I can add further.
So we have ball 1 to Sophie Macklin Johnson. And then she's way out in front of that one, but makes good contact. Sophie got a hit last time up.
Yeah, she did, and she started out the second inning, and she's starting off the third, so she gets to lead off 2 innings in a row from the number 9 spot in the order.
Ooh,
another high one.
I think she wanted it, and she held off. You know, John, on those high pitches, the ball looks so much bigger, and that's why the kids I always swung at the high pitches too. You know, when they're down and away, the ball looks small and it's hard to get at, but when they're up high, it's just very tempting.
Right, absolutely.
And she takes a walk. So base on balls for Sophie.
Yep, to start off the third here, and I believe that's the...
So SMJ.
Sixth walk of the game already, and I just wonder, it's too bad they don't have someone else that could just get a chance to get some work on the mound, because she's probably throwing 140 pitches at this point.
You're right. And that's low to Autumn, and SMJ takes a little bit of a lead.
Some different aromas you have down here at the ballpark, different smells coming in.
Yeah, I wish it was hot dogs or something. Oh, Sophie's going to go. It was a delayed steal.
Not hot dogs. Paul catching onto that smell as well. So a nice steal there on the delay, and that was nice to see. I don't know if Stephanie or if Al saw that or called that. So this is Al's fifth year already?
Yeah, 4th or 5th year.
Because I know my son's a senior, and when he was in 9th grade, Chad Osted was already coaching baseball. So I'm thinking this is his 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this must be his 4th year, yeah. Well, so another walk for Autumn as she's been on base 3 times in 3 innings. And that'll bring up Kristen, who officially...
Oh, there's low, and they're going. So the runners will advance. So you see SMJ, she's over at 3rd, and now you've got Audie over at 2nd. First base is unoccupied, so maybe we can get the bots over there.
I love it. You're going with SMJ and the bots. So the nicknames are, when you're up 8-0, the nicknames can come out.
You know,
well, anytime really on cable access.
We've got to develop them early, and then maybe they'll catch for the season.
I like that SMJ though. I don't know if she's a fan of it, but I'm sure she will be.
Bots,
and laser by bots, and that's
beautiful.
For sure going to be one run in, and Audie's
got
going
it
to
in
hold
quick.
Up. Well, that was hit
played by
so
Adriana.
Hard.
Yep, center fielder got it in quick, and you know that's the key. Get the ball back in, and she cut Autumn off from going home. So now we've got Sweet Feet Resnick at bat, and second base is open. So a nice hit by the senior Kristen Botzett.
Lauren's officially 1 for 1 on the day, scored 2 runs.
There's low, and now the ball.
Ball gets by, but Autumn going to stay tight. She immediately looked at Coach Wahutka, but she's really got to read that almost instinctively if she's going to break.
I'm wondering if with the lead now they're not going to try and rub it in. So realizing that it's 8 or 9-0, and maybe they're going to go for the sportsmanship piece on this.
Yeah.
So Resnick cuts it. She keeps it on the ground. That goes to short. Resnick's out, but she gets the run in, and Autumn scores on that.
Nice base running as well, as Lauren made a nice contact play there. And Autumn was 6-8 feet off of 3rd base and just waited till the throw went over to 1st and then broke immediately. So another RBI for Lauren here, as I believe she had 1 in last inning.
Yep.
And Autumn scores. Kristen stays put at 2nd as she needed to. Ball hit in front of her on the left side. You never want to run if you're the runner at 2nd base if the grounder's hit in front of you. So.
And Laidlaw coming to bat. She sees second ball, so 2-0 on Jenna Laidlaw as Botzett is over at 2nd, waiting patiently to move around.
Laidlaw scored 2 runs already. She had a nice line drive single at first at bat. Kristen just going to stay put here as Al kind of calling off the dogs if it's 10-0 here already.
I heard Coach Senshin say go. I think it's just instinctive to want to move, and Al's holding them up. So a little mix up there between the communication between the coaches. Oh, there's a hit down the 3rd base line, and Botzett. She
too bad for Kristen.
Run.
She must have thought there was somebody behind her because she took off for 3rd. Yeah. And she ran into an out as she was tagged out. And fortunately for the Tommies, Irwin, who was playing 3rd, made the mistake of running back to the bag, thinking it was a force. Yeah. But you see Kristen running right into her, so she just tags her.
2nd out of the inning. And Laidlaw's at 1st. Now we're going to have some substitutions. It looks like Amanda Selly is coming in.
So Selly in for Barr here.
So for Maria Barr.
Barr got 2 at-bats in the game, and she walked and grounded to second. So
and it looks like Bella Halstead is on deck. So who's she coming in for, John?
For Evenson.
Okay, so we've got a substitution there. So it'll be Halstead for Evenson. She's on the on-deck circle swinging the donut.
And Selly, and now if you're scoring at home, and why wouldn't you be at this point, Laidlaw officially credited with a fielder's choice. That's how she reaches first. Resnick did receive an RBI for her ground out, and Lauren's got 3 RBIs on the game. And now we're at the 5-hole place. I believe we now have 7 hits on the game, as Botzett has 1 this inning. 7 hits.
And Selly goes high up for that tomahawk chop. And it gets through. A beautiful hit by Amanda Selly. That's her first varsity hit. So congratulations to Amanda Selly.
Boy, and I don't know if do they save the ball for your first hit
ever
in high school?
They should throw it up. But boy, she went up.
She went up the ladder. She put some oomph on that as well.
Did.
So now, what grade is
she's
Selly
a sophomore also.
So that's nice for her. And
her second year playing competitive for the team, and now they'll pass ball, and they're holding everybody back. So the Orioles have called off the dogs on any pass ball. They are not moving, and which is a very nice sportsmanship thing to do. And you feel sorry for the pitcher who continues to throw, and she's not getting a lot of support at this point.
And I just really, I hate to say this. I know there's a trainer on site, but I just worry long term about a girl's arm or shoulder with throwing 140, 150 pitches at a minimum, without sleeves and this. And I know she's young, but
the good news is she's not throwing any junk pitches. She's only throwing straight balls. And she hung on. Nice play. The first baseman, that was a beautiful play, who went upstairs to grab that ball, and she had the wherewithal to stay on the bag.
That's Irwin over to Reich, and Irwin had made a nice play in the game before. So that's going to take us through 3 innings. The Orioles tack on 2 runs, 10 hits, I believe, 10 runs on 8 hits officially for the Orioles. And we're going to step away momentarily. 3 complete in Game 2. The Orioles go for the sweep. 10-0 O's.
So yesterday I was in the park, and I just happened to run into this guy named Mike who served in Iraq. I served in Vietnam as a Marine. He was Army. Then he asked,
so I've been feeling down, having a hard time. Now, does it get any better?
It will get better. Paralyzed Veterans of America will help you. They helped me get my health care and VA benefits and rebuild my life. And now I have the confidence to work, go out, and follow my real dream. This is for all you ladies out there. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Whoa, 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 feelings.
Only in America.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You should stick to job training.
You've been a great audience. Thank you so much.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures. To learn more, visit pva.org.
All right. Well, welcome back to Park 16 TV, where we have St. Louis Park girls fast pitch action. I'm Mike Resnick, along with my cohort here, John Fromm, longtime announcer for the Orioles and close personal friend of mine. The Orioles are starting here the top of the 4th, and they're hosting the Edison Tommies, and we've got quite a few changes in the 4th inning here. So Lauren Resnick goes the first 3 and leads the Orioles to a 10-0 start. But now we have Kristen Botzett in to pitch, going around the field. We've got Sophie Macklem Johnson. They call her SMJ at second base. Resnick moves over to shortstop, and Amanda Selly, who had a beautiful hit that last inning, she goes to third. Over in left field, we've got Sarah Garcia. And the first pitch is an attempted bunt, and Kristen Botzett gets her first strike of the season. And we've got Autumn Ballesteros, who moves from third, and now she's roaming center field. And now in right field, we've got Bella Halstead. So those are the changes, quite a few. If you've got a scorecard at home, you're going to be busy. Botzett, the windup and the pitch, and she jumps out to an 0-2 start. So,
and Kristen, you mentioned she pitched in 2 games last year, Mike, and she's a senior, one of the 2 co-captains.
Correct. Yeah, she actually had one. She recorded one of her wins against Edison last year, and then she also pitched up at St. Francis, and we ran into a juggernaut up in St. Francis. That was a tough game, but Kristen's always had pretty good control. She's mostly a straight ball pitcher. She doesn't have a lot of pitches in her repertoire, but she manages to always stay in the game because she's around the plate. And there's a changeup, a drop third strike. Let's see if Jenna Laidlaw, and she throws it down to Lauren Myra. And I also want to point out the fact that Sophie Mecklem Johnson and Bella Halstead were both backing up first base. So really encouraging to see
just some of those fundamental things, especially for, even though they practiced it in the gym so much, I'm sure they've really got a lot out of this. And the book is officially closed on the day on Lauren Resnick, as she pitched 8 innings and did not allow a hit. So not only a no-hitter in game 1, but in 3 innings of game 2, she was able to attack onto her strikeout total. Officially 8 innings. I believe we had
no hits, no runs,
13 strikeouts, and only 2 walks.
Oh, there's a strike, yeah.
And I take credit for one of those walks because it was 2 outs in the 5th inning last game when I made the comment about the perfect game, so I apologize. So
checks in the mail. So is this Studevan?
Yeah, and I apologize. I'm not keeping
right.
tabs on the balls and strikes.
So now looks like 2-1. 2-1 on Studevan, the pitcher, and
she had
her release is a little late right now, so everything that she's missed so far has been high, John.
Well, maybe she's really, yeah.
There's a good pitch.
Nice to see one. So, it looks like obviously you're not going to play a lot of doubleheaders. You have one scheduled for South next week. So Lauren will probably be the main pitcher all year long, and just like she was as a freshman too. And I remember Lauren started as an 8th grader.
Oh, there's a high pop. That's right at our
Park
truck.
16. It's high. Oh, almost off the high def camera. Ellie, are you okay up there?
We got away from Ellie. Ellie's good.
Boy, it's too bad we don't have that center field camera on remote to focus in on Ellie.
All right.
Ellie, spin that around and show yourself.
Can you do that, Joe? No, she's good. We got a thumbs up from Ellie. So
and some laughs from Paul in the background.
Got to get her a hard hat. There's a strike 3. So a nice off-speed pitch there. Looks like she slowed her release down a little bit, and she's right around the plate. So Kristen seems to be warming up a little bit out on the mound. And now that's is that the first out or second out?
Second out. So 2 up.
Right. First.
2 up, 2 down via strike by Kristen.
So 2 strikeouts. And there's a nice pitch.
Well, I think that, and you mentioned the thing that's so encouraging is the defense, because whether it be Kristen or Lauren, if the strikes are thrown and there aren't going to be any walks, if you've got some girls that can defend out there and register and especially in fast pitch, to me, one of the most underrated things is you should have one of your best defenders at second base, because you've got the short throw there. So if you got somebody who can block balls, stop everything, they can go down on a knee and you're still going to have the time to register the out, and
you're right. It's interesting. I'm not disagreeing with you, John, but one of the things I've known, and that's a bounce hit by pitch.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But one of the things you realize is that first and third are so important, because when you start playing these advanced teams, they bunt so much.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
You really need to have, when you look around the field, every position is important, especially for the girls moving up that have gone from 4 outfielders down to 3.
Sure.
You've got to have girls that can cover, they back up, and really play it smart, heads up softball.
Well, and it's nice to see all the girls they're all in the ready position every pitch. Good backup here again.
Everybody's moving, you're right.
Well, it's really nice to see, and you can't see it on the camera, but for the whole day you've seen the right fielder backing up the first baseman when there's a runner on, in case the catcher decides to throw behind the runner.
Oops. Jenna drops the ball, and she wasn't paying attention. She could have had a throw down to second. And there's a case where maybe, John, she pops the helmet off. What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You and I used to be taught to do that more. I'm not sure.
And I think I didn't see the replay, but I think she picked the ball up with her glove too, which also we talked about before. On those dead balls, you got to pick it up with your hand. There's wide.
Boy, she exploded out of the crouch on that pitch though to stop that. Nice job. So 2 down here is Edison threatening. First time in the whole day they've had a runner at second, I believe.
Second time, yep. But you're right. Yeah, it's been a while.
That was right at the end of the first game they did with the walk and the hit batter after I jinxed Lauren.
We can make fun of ourselves. It's
right.
when everybody else is laughing at us, we're laughing at ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, ball 4. So base on balls, that makes it 1st and 2nd now for the Tommies. And let's hope Kristen can settle down here a little bit. She's got
Westerhouse,
Westerhouse number 18, is that?
Yeah, popped up to short her first time. And
that's right. Mackenzie Evenson made the nice play at short in that first inning.
And you can bet the Tommies are hoping to just plate something here, get something to build off of after you take the long bus ride over from Northeast. A lot of great people came out of Edison, by the way. They used to just be a factory in the 50s for pro wrestlers and guys that played football for the Gophers.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's unfortunate, though, with a city with as many people in it, that the high school programs have just really deteriorated, with the exception of maybe Washburn in basketball and, a couple of the other ones. So I know South had a decent soccer team. There's the one right back up the middle. Resnick with the scoop and a hard throw over to first, and that's the 3rd out. So nice scoop and play by Resnick, and that's her first play at shortstop this year. So good job. And Kristen gets out of there unscathed with stranding 2 runners. So after 3.5 complete, we've got 10-0 Orioles, and Coach Wahutka, Coach Senshin, and Coach Johnson are all over there talking with the girls and probably going over some situational things, I'd assume, John.
Yeah, and maybe he's commenting on some of the backups in right field, and also just everybody moving. There were a few cases on the Edison side as well where there were some. We had the case earlier in the game where the girl broke from first on a pop-up that caused a double play to be executed against them. So always a learning opportunity. I just want to add, we haven't really touched on the synchronized swimming or the tennis or golf at Park, but the golf teams, both boys and girls, coached by Greg Goddard, the boys side, and Bruce McLean, who had been there when we were in school, finally just starting their meets. I know I ran into Steve Halfin, city councilman extraordinaire, who commented that the golf team had their first match at Bunker Hills on Monday.
Sure.
I think finished middle of the pack.
Up in Coon Rapids, right?
Yeah, and I know they had lost a lot of competitive players, and the Orioles tennis team, boys tennis team, trying to defend their conference championship. I didn't realize that 9th grader Brody Ryan is the varsity #1 singles player as a 9th grader.
Wow, that's impressive.
And I saw that he had won a couple matches. So just a shout out if you get a chance to visit the Go Park website. It's kind of fun to see kids people as kids, if they're excelling in other
I think Josh
sports.
Anderson is a junior. I think he's captain of the tennis team, and I know that, very good student. He's also a National Honor Society member, so it's always fun to see these kids excel in the classroom and on the field of battle.
Yeah, and I think Henry Clavercamp, might be on the tennis team too. Okay. And I don't know if not a lot of people are aware of this, but he's one of the national stars for table tennis in the whole United States. He's the state champion in table tennis.
Wow, that's impressive.
Senior at Park. So
yeah, when I was a kid, it was called ping pong.
Right, exactly. It's advanced a lot. Remember Mitch Seidenfeld was the big ping pong guy.
Mitchell,
remember that?
Yeah, he had his own mallet and everything.
I think he's really still into that too. Like he was in the adapted Olympics and stuff. Yeah.
Very competitive athlete. So Lauren Meyer looks at outside ball, and I believe that's 2-2.
And Lauren,
from our angle, it's hard to see.
4 for 5 on the day. She's got 4 RBIs in this game alone.
Yep. Lauren's picking up the slack where her sister, who graduated last year, Morgan Myra, was really a great player, and she vacated the first baseman spot. So I know there was some competition for that spot. And
take.
It's hard to lose a hitter that could make some decent contact. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. I'm starting to get cold out here.
Well,
and then Lauren, ball 4.
Nice job on the 2-2 pitch she took there, which was a kind of a borderline pitch. So her perfect day continues in terms of hits and walks. She hasn't been retired in 2 games. So
yeah, she's really showing her stuff. And I'm assuming, if based on her performance, there's a hit to third. And she dropped it. That's a trouble play right there. And the easy out for Edison unfortunately, Lauren Meyer was in an awkward position. She went halfway.
Yeah.
Here you see the play. It was a soft liner to third. She had it. She squeezed it out of her glove. Didn't use 2 hands.
Right.
And snaps it over. A nice throw over to second, and second covers, and she makes the tag for double safety, double precaution.
Yeah, Martinez with the squeeze there on the wide throw, and just 1 out here, and that'll bring up
SMJ.
SMJ.
Oh, and she goes high, and here comes right back at the truck.
Possible.
Oh, and it stayed in.
Possible high-def ball, as we'd like to call it. We got the ParkTV truck right down the first baseline. As you can see, the vantage point that Ellie's giving to you is on top of the truck here.
Right, exactly. Diving.
And
Coach Calhoun is looking for the dive.
Yeah, that would have been a tough opportunity there, but
scale that wall. The old Tommy Wright play, right? You jump off the wall and make the catch.
That's one of the best athletes ever to walk the aisle over at Park High. A guy who could beat you in intramural basketball one night and then come back and get a hat trick the next.
Captain of the hockey team. He was
a great baseball player.
Good basketball player, baseball player. He
really popular with every girl in our grade and younger grades as well.
He really did. Very non-assuming gentleman. I'm kind of proud to call him our friend. I think that's...
Likewise.
I'm not sure what he was doing hanging around with us. All right, so SMJ takes the walk, and that puts us at first and second, and now we've got Audie Ballesteros.
She's officially 1 for 1.
Inside a hitter.
Yeah, 4 at bats, and she's only got to swing the bat once, so she's got 2 walks and now hit by pitch.
And that brings up Kristen Botzit.
And she had that nice...
The hurler right now.
She had a nice run-scoring single last time and flew out to right in her first at bat.
She's really changed her stance. She's a little more upright this year. She used to be a little more hunched over, so you'll notice her stance has changed. She's moved way up in the box, and she chops one to first. Nice play by Trish.
Beautiful, beautiful job by Sturdivant, the pitcher, able to corral that. And even though there was a force at home, she wanted to take the for sure out, and she got it from first base. But another RBI for Botzit.
So 2 outs, second and third. And Resnick now, who is playing shortstop, is at bat. And she looks at a low one.
She's 1 for 2 with a walk in this game. Grounded out to short last time. And we're in the bottom of the 4th here as the Orioles are able to add 1 so far, and they've got runners at second and third for Lauren.
Let's see what she can do.
Just misses outside, and you got to tip your hat, though, to Sturdivant, the pitcher. She's gone all the way. This is her 9th inning of work today, and she has, I believe she's walked 17 batters in the 2 games, so she's had a lot of pitches she's racked up, and she has a lot more guts than I do, not wearing sleeves out there.
See if she has the green light here. A little high. Nope. It's 4 straight balls for Resnick, and she takes the free pass at the vacant first base. So it really didn't hurt Sturdivant there. The first base was empty, and now we've got a force at any base, even though there's 2 outs. I guess they would have had the force anyway at first. But let's see what Jenna can do here. Jenna's just had to rip off her shin guards. And she goes right at the first pitch, and a nice scoop by Martinez over to first for the 3rd out. So left a couple stranded there. Could have had a few more there, John.
Yeah, officially the Orioles get 1 more to push it to 11-8. And that this will be the last opportunity for Edison to continue the game. Just like in the first game, we're at a situation where they do need to score, in this case, 2 runs to keep it going. We're going to step away for just a minute. Stay with us here for the exciting conclusion here on Park 16.
Engine.
Check.
Thrusters.
Check.
Fuel.
Check.
Computers.
Check.
Social Security.
No check, go direct.
That's right, Patty. A few weeks ago, I went online to godirect.org to sign up for direct deposit. It's easy to do, and I got my cash at warp speed.
Wow, it's fast and easy. I'll sign up right now to make sure I'm prepared for our next mission.
Missing a oh, there she is. All right, so we're back at Oriole Park at Aquila Fields here in beautiful St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and Mike Resnick along with John Fromm bringing you the broadcast. We've got Paul and Ellie helping us out in the truck, and the Orioles find themselves ahead 11-0 on the top of the 5th inning here. St. Louis Park girls fast pitch softball season 2013. And really been the benefactor of some strong pitching and some good fielding and a couple of timely hits. So Kristen Botzett, the senior co-captain, is on the hill. She's towing the rubber right now, and she's going to face...
Looks like Irwin, the third baseman, leading off.
No, I think they made a switch. This doesn't look like Haley.
Oh, this is that young lady who was in right the first game.
So, it's hard to tell with the...
I think it's Seichai.
Oh,
Seichai.
Okay.
We're going with it even if it's not right.
So Seichai is at bat, and she looks at ball 1. And ball 2.
2-0 is the count. I'm not even registering the balls and strikes right at this point.
That's all right. So John's over here doing calisthenics, trying to warm up a little bit. You know, when you get to be our age, folks, it's the blood just doesn't move like it used to.
Well, not only that, but even though you were nice enough to bring blankets, my bottom side is getting a little chilled. So.
Oh.
Well, and I want to say, even though it's only 40 today, at least until recently, we haven't had much wind today. So at least it's relatively been decent and lots of jackets out there. So. Hey, I do want to make an announcement, too, while we watch Kristen try to deal with her here. We didn't talk about this, but if you're a fan of Oriole softball or baseball or tennis, make sure you know about the Hub websites. We haven't talked about that, but...
Yep, Star Tribune.
Yeah, you can go to mnsoftballhub.com, mnbaseballhub.com, mntennishub.com, and the Star Tribune's hosting all of those, so it's a great way to... You can even click under leagues now, and then they have a list of every single day of every game being played, which is wonderful, as Mike is having to keep score for me now because I'm standing up and looking at him and talking.
It's a beautiful thing. Outside, ball 1. So I agree with you, John. It's nice to be able to stay up on not just your hometown team, but if there's some other teams that you want to follow. And again, we can't encourage you enough to come out and support the local teams. The spring season's very short, but we all probably have some cabin fever at this point with being stuck inside all these months. And when Minnesota winter lasts 9 or 10 months out of the year, it's nice to be able to get outside and enjoy the fresh weather or fresh air.
So Kristen going at her again here. As you see this, I don't know if this is still Leighton, who was in the game earlier, but struck out earlier in the third inning. And once again, they do need to plate a couple runs, as the 10-run rule is in effect here after 4.5 for the home team.
Yep. So they need at least 2. There's a nice pitch. Oh, so Kristen is, nothing fancy about Kristen. She just goes about her work, throws strikes, and that's all you can ask for. So she's found her groove a little bit here, and she's right around the plate. And
she's the only one who wears white shoes on the team, which I don't know if she got that from Billy White Shoes Johnson or not.
You know, she wore those last year, and I think she brought it. Gene Tennis or Joe Rudy. She was
the old Oakland A's.
She was an Oakland A's fan.
Yes,
and, they all wore the white shoes. I think Sal Bando, Gene Tennis. She's always talking about the team and
the Green Machine from the early. Charlie, big fan of Charlie Finley, I'm sure.
She is, and at one point he was pushing for the yellow ball in baseball, if you'll remember.
Or orange, wasn't it?
Well, it was orange or yellow,
yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
And so now you see Kristen, throwing the yellow bright neon ball. So again, a lot of ties to Oakland A's, Oakland Athletic baseball.
And I do like the headbands that both Kristen and Lauren wear. Maybe that's a pitcher's bond they have out here.
Well, I think today it's fashion and function with that cold weather. Ooh, there she threw
2 balls and 2
balls. Yep, that one went in the dirt, and we almost had the swing. Now this young lady gave Lauren some fits last time she was at bat.
Yeah, she did. It looks like she went down on strikes, but I think she might have fouled a couple balls off too.
Yep, she's got a good eye. So 3-0 is that?
Yeah, I've got 3-1, but
3-1. My fault.
No. Don't hold me to it. By any means, don't hold me to it. When I'm standing up now, trying to get some blood flow, and the lights are on here at Oriole Field. And we should mention one last thing I was going to mention. Stay tuned to the Sun newspaper or the GoPark.org site. We're going to have a special.
Oops, there's a wild pitch.
The new Derek Keller scoreboard is going to be installed over at Dakota Field in the next week to 10 days, and watch for a special event relating to that. And I know I'm really excited that Bob Keller, Derek's father, is going to be presenting the first ever Derek Keller Scholarship the end of May at one of the Dollars for Scholars night. So if you get on a chance to get out and watch the town team or the varsity baseball team, you'll see a brand new scoreboard, and it'll have all the innings on it, and it'll be just like
That's great. You know, I want to give kudos out to the city board for passing that. For those of you that didn't know, that when you request something like that, it usually takes 2 years for it to pass. And the whole community rallied, and they voted in front of the spoke in front of the board, and the board unanimously passed to change that rule for only the 1 year wait, and they requested it, and they've got it done, and I think that's great. That's our community, you know, at work and doing its best. So congratulations to you folks that were part of that committee, and for the people that stood up and really acknowledged Derek. And there's a bounce hit by pitch. So now we've got first and second.
First and second, back to the top of the order, and one of the Martinez is batting. The second baseman is, I believe it's Isabel. She's officially 0 for 2 in the game with a grounder back to the pitcher, and also she hit one to first unassisted. So, again, no official hits in the game, either game recorded yet by Edison. So I'm sure they're hoping to record a hit here before the day's over.
Good call. And it's not for lack of effort. These girls are out here still playing hard.
Good eye, Daniela. There you go.
So Daniela looks at ball 1 outside. It appears that Kristen's trying to pitch middle of the plate and out. I haven't seen her go inside much. And that's right at us again and fall.
I didn't move off my perch here. I should have, I guess.
You know, John, I just don't want to see you pull a hamstring this late in the game. So
I spent a lot of my youth down here. I only grew up 3 blocks from here, as you know, and I'd come down to the court down here. A lot of times I'd meet one of our St. Louis Park's best, John Anderson, and shoot some baskets down here.
And there's Kristen over to Lauren for the out.
And that is going to do it for the game today, as 3 outs are in the books.
So your final score, St. Louis Park 11 and Minneapolis Edison 0. Girls are lining up to shake hands. John and I want to thank John. I want to thank you for again supporting us. Well done, my friend, and Paul and Ellie up on top of the truck. You guys did a great job. And thank you for tuning in. We look forward to another broadcast. 2
doubleheader win with two no-hitters. So thank us or thank you, Mike. And I'm losing my mind. Good night from Aquila Park.